Love and wholeness to you. My name is Reggie Dixon, also known as Razir, and today you will learn how to utilize your passion instead of running after or chasing after your passion. So let's get into it. I want to start off by telling you a story, my own personal story of how I let my passion of basketball be my distraction from fulfilling my purpose in life. So growing up, I always wanted to play in the NBA, be a professional basketball player and everything. And that's what I had my mind set on. That's what I had my goal set as, to play in the NBA or at least play professionally overseas, something like that. And all throughout my life, I've discovered different gifts and abilities that I have, such as creating music, making music, and just speaking, having a good, solid voice. I took a speech class, a public speaking class when I was at community college, and the teacher would always tell me that I have such a beautiful voice. And he hoped that he always told me to do something with it. And back then, I wasn't really focused on utilizing my voice to really, fulfill my purpose or anything. I was still finding my purpose back then because I knew it wasn't just basketball, but I didn't know what it was. And I didn't recognize that was a big hint telling me that my voice is beautiful, that I have a good speaking voice. I didn't realize that was a hint as to what I should be doing with my life. And also, while I was at community college, I was playing basketball there, of course. And one of the main things that the coach always harped on me for was get louder, use my voice more. When you're playing basketball, you're talking on defense. I was playing the center, so I was, think about like the actual centerpiece playing near the basket or surrounded by everyone else around me. So I was one that could see the whole court, see what this person doing on the left wing, see what this person doing on the right wing, see what screens are being set, see what's happening, pick and roll, all that type of stuff. So I was seeing all of that as the center, and it was my job to voice everything, express what I'm seeing, call out to my teammates what's happening, what's going on, what they should look out for. And that was the only thing that I really had to, overcome or really actually grow into, because that was so tough for me to do, because I'm used to being a naturally quiet person. I'm used to not really saying much, having my words be impactful when I speak, but this is part of my practice right now of actually utilizing my voice to fulfill my purpose. And so back then I didn't realize that being told that I have a good speaking voice and being told, demanded to use my voice more, to speak louder, to yell louder, be louder when I speak, to communicate with my teammates. And that is the underlying, I guess you could say, foundation of my purpose, to speak and communicate effectively so that I can actually, teach self-mastery. That is my purpose. And so after going to college, I chose not to finish. I stopped going early, stopped in my junior year. So that was the beginning of my real soul searching journey. So I dropped out, went back to my parents' house, and I had a choice of what to do with my life, because I honestly, I wasn't thinking of using my degree had I gotten it, if after graduation and everything. I wasn't even thinking about getting a job, using my degree, because I was already in entrepreneurial mode. I was already in basketball mode, funding or fusing basketball and entrepreneurship in some type of way to help me build something for myself. That's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to do that by playing either in the NBA or playing overseas professionally, and then using that platform to use my voice to speak on certain things, kind of like what Kyrie Irving's doing right now. He's a star in the NBA, and he's using his voice, he's using his platform to actually speak on things that he thinks is right, speak on things that he believes in. And that's what I saw myself doing before I even knew Kyrie Irving was on that path, or anybody else in this sports industry was on that path. And so I always saw myself doing that, but I didn't realize that was distracting me from going deeper into myself and figuring out what I'm really supposed to be doing here, exactly what I'm supposed to be doing to fulfill my purpose. And so I spent years trying to, get back on point with basketball, because I suffered a knee injury, and then I suffered another knee injury, and then the pandemic hit in 2020. That set everything back even further. So it was just a one thing after the other. It just kept knocking me down. And I tried getting back up. I did get back up, and and I'm still on my way back up, but I'm realizing that as I'm getting back up, this isn't the path that I thought it would be. I had to really come to agreements, or come to acceptance with that the path that I saw myself on, the path that I saw for myself years back in 2016, 2017, where I'd be right now in 2023 going into 2024, it looked way different in my mind compared to what I'm actually experiencing right now. And that's because I was so focused on what I had in my head, what I saw, the vision that I saw for myself, the vision that I want to create for my life. It was so different because I was so, back then I thought I was open-minded, but I was very closed-minded to really anything else coming into my field to help me on my path and to help me discover more of what I'm supposed to be doing. So during those years of being injured and trying to come back from those injuries, I got into day trading. I started my YouTube channel. So I wrote my book. Where's my book at? I have one right here. Right here. Very proud of it. It's called Living Proof, because I am living proof of my truth. So yeah, I wrote this book. Writing another one. I don't know when it's going to be out, but I'm starting soon. And that was like when I really started my entrepreneurial journey and really reprogramming myself when it comes to business and finance. And when I was in college, when I was in school playing basketball and everything, I didn't think anything about finance. I didn't think anything of business. I was just thinking, well, when I play in the NBA, when I play overseas, I'm just going to use that money and invest in real estate or something and just take it from there, I guess. And the only thing I was ever taught growing up was just save your money and invest. I'm sure a lot of us heard that if we got any financial advice growing up, but just save my money and invest. So that was the only plan financially that I had to go off of. And there wasn't a solid plan at all, not at all. And so that was one of the reasons why I saw my path being so totally different from what it is right now. But God always has a way for you. The universe always has a specific way for you. No matter how much you try to go against it or go with it, you're always just going to go in that flow. It's already written out before we even came here. We wrote it for ourselves before we came here. So moving forward to where I'm at right now, things that I've been through, financial struggles, financial hardship, and everything that caused me to get more business focused and more financially focused. And so for the past 2 weeks to a month, I've been focusing on just strictly reprogramming my mind regarding finances and regarding business, because I realized that I had so many blockages when it came to that. Because for one, listening to a lot of underground hip hop, they like to demonize money, saying it's the root of all evil and everything like that. And then the spiritual community, same thing, like to practice detachment, having limited earthly goods and everything like that. And really, I don't know where those beliefs and those states of consciousness came from, because if we're created in God's image, then why should we not have riches and wealth? Not to say that we're being spoiled and everything like that, but convenience and luxury, what's wrong with that? So I had to really reprogram myself when it came to that, because if we're going to a higher state of consciousness after we leave this realm of existence, why shouldn't this realm of existence be a heaven on earth pretty much? Why should we have to live in a hell state in order to get to a heaven state or a higher state of consciousness after we pass on and transition from here? So I had to really go deep into that. And that caused me to rethink just everything as far as my life purpose, the path that I thought I was supposed to be going down with pursuing basketball and everything. And basketball is still a part of my soul purpose, but it's not the centerpiece. It's something that's, on the side. It's something that's a major part, a major player in it. Now, I can't disclose exactly what it is right now, but basketball isn't the centerpiece. It's not the driving force. It's not the vehicle that I'm driving in. It's something that's in the vehicle that I'm driving in to fulfill my purpose on the path that I'm going down. So that's where I'm at now. Let me end it off with saying this, and my story was saying this. In my mind, I wasted so many years of my life, say from 2017 up until this year. So 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 years. 5 or 6 years that I not wasted, but I wasn't utilizing to my full capabilities. I wasn't tapping into my real potential. I was shying away from my gifts of, speaking, being more of a public speaker on YouTube, sharing my knowledge, sharing my wisdom, and just, really impacting those around me. I was doing that a little bit with the basketball training that I was doing, but, that's only, 1, maybe 2, 3 people that I'm reaching at a time, compared to actually, embodying and really truly expressing my gifts and fulfilling my purpose that way by reaching a whole lot more people rather than keeping it, dialed into 1 or a few people. Or really what I was doing before that is just keeping it to myself. So I wasn't doing anything with the knowledge or wisdom besides, bettering myself, practicing self-mastery for myself. But the calling has always been there for me to utilize my gift. Like, for example, where I'm at right now. So it was about a few weeks ago, right before I started really reprogramming myself financially and business-wise, I was questioning I'm going through these financial struggles. I'm going through these hardships. What should I do? Should I go search for a new job? Should I go and try to reach out to someone who I know who could help me financially or something like that, or potentially help me financially? The only thing that my spirit told me was focus on your business. Focus on your business. And so that's why I'm getting real serious again with YouTube, because I see that it's not just me sharing my messages and not just sharing my wealth. It's me actually helping people, reaching out to help people in ways that I know is best for me, in ways that I know I can do best. And so it took me, roughly 5 or 6 years to realize what I'm really supposed to be doing, because I have so many business ideas and I was focusing on those because I needed money. I was focusing on those because I wanted to create the life that I wanted to live while fulfilling my soul purpose. But I was focusing more so on the physical aspect because I was suffering in an environment that isn't really healthy for me. So I was focused on what I thought was the right thing to focus on, but it wasn't really the right thing to focus on. It was actually a distraction. I was trying to, get back on the basketball court, get back to 100% health so I can try out for an overseas team or try out for, pro-am leagues in LA and stuff like that. I was so heavy, I was hell-bent on doing that because I thought that was my way out. And I was also focused on day trading, thinking that was my way out. But the more that I focused on, say, the physical aspects of escaping what it is that I'm dealing with, the more that it was holding me back, because the more that it was being a distraction to me from actually fulfilling my real soul purpose. So that's how I let my passions be my distractions. So please, if you listen to this, do not let your passions be your distractions. I'm about to teach you how to turn your passions into your asset instead of your passion being a distraction. Chase your dreams, chase your goals. Why are you chasing your goals? You should not be chasing your goals. You should be creating the environment within yourself and outside of yourself that allows for you to manifest and attract your goals, not chasing after them. Because whatever you chase, it's always going to be running away from you. You can be the fastest person on earth. You can be the best thinker, the best whatever. You can do anything that you want. As long as you're chasing, the thing that you're chasing is going to be running away from you. It's just like chasing butterflies. The more that you chase them, the more that they fly away. But if you just sit there, stay still, and be an embodiment of harmony and peace and wholeness, then the butterflies, they may land on your finger, they may land right on your nose because they feel safe around you. And that's what I'm talking about, creating the environment within you and externally to allow for your goals, your dreams to manifest. So let's get into that. Here's what I have written down for you. Don't be blinded by preset paths. Do not be blinded by preset paths. Meaning, don't be blinded by how I was of thinking the NBA or overseas is the only way to fulfill my purpose while playing basketball. No, that's not the way to do it. So if you're in a certain career field, if you have a certain idea in your mind, have a certain passion, maybe it's art, whatever it is, if the preset ways of how you've seen it done on TV, how you've seen it done maybe by other people in your community, if you try to go those preset ways, they might not work out for you. They may or they may not. It kind of just depends on if it's really your path or if it really isn't, because that's where the soul searching comes into play. If something really is your path, this still might be a struggle, but it's going to work out. But it's not going to be a struggle that seems like it's just unrelenting and impossible, like how it was for me, because I kept dealing with so many injuries, setback after setback after setback. I still didn't give up, and that's what allowed me to find my real path. So you may not know your path when you're immediately starting out. You may not have any idea of what path to take, but I encourage you, with whatever path that you choose, stay open-minded while seeking ways to turn your passion into an asset for you. Because, like I said before, the programming that we've been taught growing up is chase your dreams, chase your passions, and do anything by any means necessary. Yes, by any means necessary, but do it in a more intelligent way. Do it in a way that is more resonant with your spirit, with your soul. Because if your spirit and your soul is telling you something, telling you to do something specific, you better listen to it. So oftentimes we think our passion is something that is a luxury that we can't afford in life. We look at it as a luxury that we can't afford because we've seen so many people fall short of turning their passions into an asset. And that is the key right there, turning your passion into an asset rather than your passion being a distraction. Turn your passion into an asset by thinking more business minded. Because like even this right here, what I'm doing right now, I'm sharing with you what my sole purpose is. I'm sharing with you my knowledge, my wisdom. This is my business right here. This is my business. This is what helps me. This is what supports me so that I can help support everyone else that I'm reaching. So that's what I mean by turning your passion into an asset. Learn how to turn your passion into something that works for you rather than you chasing after it your entire life. So say if your passion is, basketball, for example, or if it's music. Let's just go with music because, I talked about basketball enough. But let's say if it's music. You're trying to be, the best singer that you can be the best rapper you can be, the best producer you can be, best instrumentalist, best whatever it is, trying to play in a band, whatever it is. No matter what it is, you can turn that into an asset for yourself rather than you chasing after it your entire life. Because the more that you chase after it, the more that's going to get away from you. So as you hone your skills as a musician, as an artist, that's when you also have to hone your skills as a business person, because nowadays everything is online. You can't rely on someone discovering your talent, which can happen, but you can't rely on that. That was the old ways. This is, we're in 2023, about to be in 2024. So you have to reshape your mind and rethink how it is that you're going about pursuing your passion. And I should say, not pursuing your passion, but achieving your passion, turning your passion from a distraction to an asset. So what can you do as a musician instead of just being a starving artist is maybe start vlogging. From behind the scenes to the music that you're making, the projects that you're creating, start a subscription platform, stuff like that. Think more business minded so that you can then be supported while you achieve your passion, while you turn your passion into an asset for you. So it's paying you so you can do more of it. You're turning it not into your job, but your career. You're turning your passion into your career so that you can then do more of it, share your gifts with the world even more, and that just helps you step further and further and further into your purpose, into fulfilling your purpose. So that's what I've been doing for the past, few years, really, even though in the beginning I didn't know what I was doing at all. But as I kept, taking one step, next step, the vision started to become more clear. I stopped seeing what I wanted to see, and I started seeing what is really for me. So in going along with that, listen to your spirit, listen to your soul, listen to your intuition, and trust it. Trust it. Again, I think I forgot to say this before when I was telling my story, but that's one of the main things, besides what I said earlier, that prevented me from really walking my path of fulfilling my purpose, is I didn't trust my intuition back then. I didn't really listen and trust my spirit because I was so used to listening to other people, my parents, my coaches and everything telling me what I should be doing and stuff, that I listened to myself, but I didn't trust it enough to actually act on it. Now, I listened to myself, but also listen to my parents, also listen to my coaches. So I ended up shutting out myself and considering the options that, they presented to me, instead of shutting them out, maybe taking them in consideration, but really having myself, my inner self, my spirit, my soul, my intuition have the last word for me. So that was one thing that really held me back, because that's what I didn't start doing until very recent years. So again, after you listen to your spirit, after you listen to your soul, take action, take immediate action. Don't sit, don't wait. Don't do anything that's gonna hold you back, that's gonna keep you back. Take action, go forward in full trust and full faith. Because the only thing that comes from not listening to your soul and your spirit and your intuition is, I speak this from experiences, being slowed down in life heavily. So again, you only slow yourself down in life if you don't listen to your soul, your spirit, your intuition, because they're all here to help you. They're all here to guide you. Everything that's going on within you is a result of your own awareness. So if you're able to really hone in and dial in on what your spirit and your soul is saying, is telling you, that's the instructions that you gave yourself before you came here on earth, before you incarnated here, before you were born. Like, you may not believe this, but before we were born, we have our plan, we have our divine plan. And upon arriving here, upon being born, we forget almost everything. But our soul, our spirit, our intuition is the part of us, the aspects of us that remembers what we had written down for us, the instructions that we had written down for us. So the blueprint is already within us. All we have to do is block out the noise, block out the distractions, and focus on what's going on within here. Because if someone is telling you something that isn't in alignment with your spirit, with your soul, your intuition, then that's most likely not going to be the right way for you. That's going to be something that you shouldn't listen to. That's going to be a distraction. But if someone is saying something that is in alignment and is in resonance with your soul, your heart, your spirit, your intuition, then that's the way to go. But your spirit, your soul, your intuition, they always have the last word. So even if someone else is telling you something that really resonates with you, take that in consideration. Listen to it, but observe it, analyze it. Is it something that I'm supposed to be doing right now? Or is it something that I'm supposed to be doing later in life? Or is this something that I'm supposed to be doing in the exact way that they told me to do it? Or is there another way, a different way for me to do it? That's when you have to ask yourself those questions, because we all have the answers within us. So if we don't go within ourselves, then we may, everything is a reflection. So we're going to hear the answers from some external source. But I prefer just going to the source in general, because the source is us, the source is within us. So I prefer doing that, listening to myself, far more than I listen to anyone else. I always listen and take this into consideration, but my inner self, my true self, my real self always has the last word. So again, don't let your passion be your distraction. Turn your passion into your asset. I just told you how to do it. So the only thing is to get out there and do it. Listen to yourself, trust your intuition, obey your intuition, because it always has the right answer for you. So I'm leaving it off on that. Love y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, peace and much love to you. Love and wholeness.